Hey yo, another day, another shenanigans to dive into with your boy Raymundo. Welcome back to the channel. Now here's the thing, in street beef, it rarely is ever one-on-one, and sometimes your family can get involved when they don't want to. And well, in this clip right here, you definitely gonna see that. But before we jump into it, make sure that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, show the channel some love, cue the clip.
Look what we caught your brother at. Here go your brother right here. Your brother right here, nigga. That's your ass brother right there, nigga. Now come holler at me. And I'm about to take his money, his daughter money. The $15 his bum ass got. That he work at the garbage truck like we don't know you get off at 8 o'clock. Huh? Stop playing with me. And he ain't do shit wrong. Guess what? He really my man. But since that's your brother, f you and f him too, nigga.
Man, this is crazy. He ain't got nothing to do with the beef and you running up on him. If you really a gangster as you say you are, run up on his brother. That's where the real issue lies at. And I mean, me personally, I ain't never felt like I had to be a gangster. You know, I just been me, you know what I'm saying, trying to live my best life. But if somebody ever came to me with a problem like this, well, then it's my job to solve the problem. I'm not gonna let you solve it. I'ma solve it. So you can take it for what it is. Man or woman, I gotta stand on business.
This woman, let's just call her Author. One night, Author goes into her bedroom and she finds her husband there on the floor, and he's not moving and he's unresponsive. Now her husband is this guy. Let's call him Mason because he owns a successful masonry business. So Mason is there on the floor and Author panics. So she calls 911, but unfortunately, it's too late. Mason ultimately doesn't make it. And months later, a toxicology report comes out and it shows that he OD'd on fentanyl. Now, Author and Mason have 3 sons, and the sons are really struggling with the loss of their father. So Author gets an idea. She's gonna write a children's book designed to help her sons and other children process the loss of a loved one. So she writes it. The book is called Are You With Me? And here she is on TV promoting it.
My husband passed away unexpectedly last year.
You see, it's something about the word unexpectedly, especially when a white woman says it, because I've seen enough Lifetime movies to know that she had something to do with it. How much y'all want to bet?
It completely took us all by shock.
Until about a month after she publishes the book, boom, police arrest Author. Why? Well, let's look at this from Mason's perspective. So this is Mason. He has 3 sons and a wife we'll call Author. Now Mason is a successful guy, but unfortunately his marriage isn't doing too well. They're fighting all the time, and she had allegedly been spending a bunch of his money, and he didn't like that, so he confronts her and she promises to pay him back, and it's a whole mess. And at the end of the day, Mason simply doesn't trust her. And allegedly, he starts planning a divorce. And he secretly changes his life insurance, and he secretly changes his will, making her no longer the beneficiary of all his money. Then, one day, on Valentine's Day, she allegedly makes him a sandwich. He takes one bite of it and suddenly he can't breathe. And then he breaks out in hives, and luckily there's an EpiPen nearby and he stabs himself with it before he passes out. Now Mason survives, but he wakes up feeling real suspicious that his wife tried to poison him.
Man, this right here will definitely make you think twice when arguing with your spouse, especially when they're making your food. Mess around, slip some paint thinner, some ammonia up in your food, man. I'll keep y'all heads on the swivel now.
Then, about a month later, he's at home with Author, and they're drinking Moscow mules that she had made them. And suddenly, he gets really tired. So tired, he can't even make it to the bed, and he ends up passing out on the bedroom floor. And he never wakes up again. Months later, Author writes her children's book, and then she's out promoting that book. And during that whole children's book phase is when the toxicology report comes back. And as we know, the report shows that Mason OD'd on fentanyl. But you want to know what else it showed? He had 5 times the lethal amount in his system. So police look at this toxicology report and they're like, whoa, 5 times the amount? That's suspicious. So they get a warrant and they search Mason and Author's house. And they end up seizing Author's cell phone and several computers. And through these devices, they can see that Author at one point had made some text to her housekeeper, asking if housekeeper could get her some fentanyl. And housekeeper is a little dealer on the side, so housekeeper said, sure, I can get you some, and she delivers it to her. And guess when housekeeper delivered it to Author? A few days before Mason ate the sandwich, and then again a few days before he drank the Moscow Mule and passed away. And because of that, police are now convinced that Author did it. And also because in the years before Mason died, she took out multiple life insurance policies on him, worth millions of dollars. Policies he allegedly wasn't aware of. So police arrest her, they charge her with first-degree murder, and she's now in jail with no bail, waiting for her trial to start. And this all happened in Camas, Utah, so shout out to Camas.
Man, y'all make sure that y'all spouse ain't got no life insurance policy on y'all that y'all don't know about. Man, it's crazy. She over there spending all this money and paying the premium, and he don't know about it.
So women can tell I'm not getting no play?
462 people in the chat room can tell you ain't getting no play. That's the energy you're getting. Because you're a guy that said you don't think you should have to approach women. They should give you choosing signals. Where would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". How much do you weigh? Uh-oh.
I weigh about,
2 what?
depending on the day, between 280 to 285.
So you're a fat fucker.
Yeah.
So you think a 5'10", almost 300-pound dude, how much money you make?
Like 400 every 2 weeks.
So you make 400 every 2 weeks. So you make 800 a month. You make less than $10,000 a year. Okay.
But how many 20-year-olds was him?
Hold on. Dude, I was a 20-year-old and I was making far more money than that. In the 80s, where minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. So I need to hear it. You got a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't know Ron Jeremy.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
I mean,
you don't have a big dick. That's the point. You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. You're a fat dude. And you got a lot of nerve thinking you should get choosing signals at 5'10" and 300 pounds, making less than $1,000 a month at 20 years old. And women should approach you. What they get, they don't even get a big dick.
Man, this clip right here is such a classic, I tell you. It's one of my favorite clips to just sit back and laugh. Like, I just wonder what old Buddy is doing nowadays. Like, I still wonder if he took the advice of Kevin Samuels, RIP to the GOAT. And see, women think, man, Kevin is just hard on them. It's not that he's hard on you. He wants you to taper your expectations. You know, he's not asking you for anything more, anything less. Just be realistic.
What's your name?
Ari.
I got a quick question for you, Ari. What is one thing you just don't stand about men?
I hate when they're insecure and they don't go to the gym.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Clearly, unrealistic expectations, and this has nothing to do with her being a big girl, but she's asking for something she clearly doesn't do herself. Now, what would have been a better response? Maybe she said, you know, I like somebody that's in the gym so that I can use that as motivation, and he could probably help me be the best version of myself. See? Now you've opened up a door to men that you might not have had access to before. Men that thought that you were cute, and they were like, you know what? If she dropped a couple pounds, she would be more my speed. I mean, at least that makes sense to me. But what about y'all?
How do you hate the job that pays your bills, but somehow you love the man that does?
Oh, that's easy. That's because those are your bills. I mean, until you become his wife and he becomes your husband, those are your bills. Now say that with your chest.
This is what love feels like. I don't want it. If this is what love feels like, you can receive it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. You could have it. You could have it. You could have it.
Man, sometimes it ain't even about the talent. It's more so about having somebody in your corner that believe in you, want you to succeed. Now, how many of y'all have friends that actually do this? And how many of y'all don't? I think that's a life lesson you definitely need to pay attention to. Just saying.
And we're started. Q Davidson immediately defends his seatbelt, but Leroy gets it unbuckled first and is now in mount. Q has his seatbelt all the way around the carotid. Leroy Davidson prides himself on fast seatbelt chokes, and it looks as if that's his plan Oh, he's in a bad spot. Q Davidson is completely cut off from oxygen. He's got Leroy Davis in his lap in the passenger seat. And this, my friends, looks like a crime in progress. Oh, and somehow Q Davidson has removed the seatbelt from his throat and he slid a knee in to create some space here. He needs to get out from under Leroy Davis, who has got the seatbelt against his throat again. Leroy Davis, very creative, very inventive, and at Car-Jitsu Championship, he calls himself the seatbelt assassin. Q Davidson is very wily. He's hard to submit, but it's been done, and this is the...
Man, somebody sat up there and thought that Car-Jitsu was actually a good thing. But I mean, the way that we're headed, it's probably going to be a sport in the Olympics in no time. And I mean, it's too little too late. I mean, this would have helped Rihanna out years ago. I get. Or at least Meg Thee Stallion. Man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. Until next time, make sure that you like the vid, hit that subscribe button, show the channel some love, and I'm out. Man, he was scared of that stuff like the fear of God. Nah, it couldn't have been me. He would have got snuck right there in the temple. Lick up.